Chiefs Kingdom. Stop scrolling right now. Arrowhead just erupted with breaking news, and one number tells you everything you need to know: 480 degrees. That is the exact heat level sitting on a defensive hot seat while Patrick Mahomes prepares for a decision Kansas City has never made in 10 years. From Steve Spagnuolo dropping a public warning on a former fourth-round pick to Xavier Worthy carrying the fate of this wide receiver core on a surgically repaired shoulder, the next 3 months will dictate the entire future of this franchise. If you bleed red and gold more than you hate the Broncos, hit subscribe right now and let Denver know who still owns the AFC West. We start with the defensive backfield drama that has the coaching staff at their limit. A cold, heavy shadow just fell over the practice fields in St. Joseph as the team prepares to open training camp. Defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo does not power-coat the truth. He does not mince words, and when he calls out a player directly by name in front of the media, every single person in the building sits up and listens. The player staring down the barrel of a make-or-break year 3 in Kansas City? The answer is Jaden Hicks. Last December, Spags delivered a blunt, unfiltered assessment that still echoes through the halls of the team facility. He pointed out that Hicks suffered through an incredibly frustrating up-and-down sophomore campaign, making uncharacteristic mental mistakes that a second-year defender in this complex, scheme-heavy secondary simply should not be making. That candid statement opened eyes across the entire league because it revealed the real underlying reason behind his surprisingly limited playing time. Hicks came out of Washington State as a fourth-round pick in 2024. But national draft expert Dane Brugler had him ranked as the #1 overall safety in that entire draft class due to his rare combination of size, range, and closing speed. He possessed elite physical traits, incredible length, and undeniable athletic upside. During his rookie season, he played 31% of the defensive snaps, intercepted 3 passes, brought physical tackling to the alley, and looked like an absolute steal who would anchor this secondary for years to come. That sudden flash of star power convinced the front office that they could afford to let proven veteran leaders like Justin Reid and Brian Cook walk away in free agency without signing them to massive contract extensions. The organization put its entire faith in Hicks, trusting him to step seamlessly into a full-time starting role for a fraction of the cost. Instead, when 2025 rolled around, his snap count only crept up to 43% with a meager 2 additional starts. His overall playing time remained far lower than what Chiefs Kingdom expected, leaving the fan base demanding answers about his development. Now, Spagnuolo's sharp comments have given us the full, unvarnished picture: missed assignments, wrong alignments, and mental errors in high-leverage coverage situations. It is almost impossible for anyone watching from the stands or on television to know exactly what a safety is assigned to do on a specific coverage call, but the coaching staff knows every single detail of every single assignment. What looks like a solid tackle to the casual viewer after a 10-yard gain might actually be a completely busted coverage where the safety was supposed to be deep hash and left his cornerback exposed. Spagnuolo simply will not field a player he cannot trust, no matter how gifted, long, or athletic he might be on paper. The burning question heading into camp is whether Hicks has utilized his off-season film study to permanently fix those critical mistakes. Do you believe Jaden Hicks can fix these mental lapses and win a starting spot this season? Drop your takes in the comments right now. Kansas City did not hand him the job by default, and this coaching staff will not hesitate to bench talent in favor of reliability. With versatile defensive back Shamari Connor moving back to his natural safety alignment, and veteran free agent signing Alohi Gilman brought in specifically to compete for high-value snaps, Hicks is facing immense pressure from every direction. Gilman was not brought here on a multi-million-dollar contract to be a glorified backup. He was signed with the full expectation to compete for a starting spot. There is even a wild rumor circulating among league insiders that lockdown cornerback L'Jarius Sneed could potentially slide over to play safety if his physical profile makes playing lockdown island corner too demanding over a 17-game stretch. Hicks has all the raw talent in the world, but raw potential counts for 0 if the defensive mastermind loses faith in your discipline. His seat is an oven set to 480 degrees, and it is preheating fast. If you think this defense can overcome these questions and return to a top 5 unit in the NFL, hit that like button right now. But as hot as Hicks's seat is right now, the pressure mounting on the offensive side of the ball is on a completely different level. A single play on the opening drive of the season opener in Brazil altered the entire trajectory of a young career. High expectations turned into months of grueling rehabilitation and deep frustration. And now the entire wide receiver room is relying on one young speedster to prove that 2025 was nothing more than a temporary, injury-plagued anomaly. The pass catcher facing ultimate judgment under the brightest lights this year? The name is Xavier Worthy. The Chiefs traded up aggressively in the first round of the 2024 draft to acquire his record-breaking speed, and his rookie season showed enormous promise for the future of this offense. Worthy produced 742 scrimmage yards and 9 total touchdowns, a level of immediate production that is almost unheard of for a rookie receiver operating inside Andy Reid's notoriously complex offensive system. But his second year was completely derailed before it could even gain momentum. Worthy suffered a painful torn labrum on the very first drive of Week 1 when his own teammate accidentally collided with him on a crossing route. Showing incredible toughness, grit, and heart, Worthy missed only 2 games. But the internal shoulder injury fundamentally altered how the coaching staff used him in game plans. Head coach Andy Reid candidly admitted this offseason that the staff was genuinely afraid to run certain physical play designs or exposed crossing routes with him while he was playing through such severe shoulder instability. As a direct result, Worthy ran significantly fewer crossing routes over the middle where collision rates are highest, his yards after the catch plummeted drastically, and he ended the year with just 1 single receiving touchdown. Kansas City's offense looked surprisingly sluggish and putrid at times last season, leading to their worst overall record in over a decade and leaving Mahomes searching for answers. While the front office invested heavy draft capital and cap space into bolstering the running back room this spring, they left the wide receiver group largely untouched. That means the entire burden of proof falls directly back onto the shoulders of the guys already sitting in that room. The Chiefs desperately need Worthy to step up and establish himself as a true elite WR2 who can consistently push for WR1 production on any given Sunday. The bare minimum expectation for him this season is 750 receiving yards and 6 touchdown catches to keep defenses from rolling coverage over the top. Anything less than that will be viewed as a massive organizational disappointment that threatens to derail their postseason ambitions. Worthy underwent successful shoulder surgery in January and enters camp at 100% health, clearing the way for Andy Reid to unleash the full, unfiltered extent of his deep shot playbook once again. However, the internal stakes extend far beyond just 2026. According to multiple league sources, there is a strong rumor that Rashee Rice may not be in Kansas City long-term due to off-field complications and contract extensions, leaving a massive vacuum at the top of the depth chart. If Rice departs next spring and Worthy fails to prove he can handle a primary role, the Chiefs will be forced to spend catastrophic amounts of draft capital and free agent dollars to rebuild their entire receiving core in 2027. That financial and draft strain could set the franchise back for years, diverting crucial cap space away from tight end, edge rusher, and linebacker depth. Worthy is the absolute glue holding the future of this offense together, and the coaching staff is putting him on the hot seat to deliver. Can Xavier Worthy top 800 receiving yards and stay healthy for all 17 games? Drop your predictions down below. Smash that like button if you believe Worthy is about to silence all the doubters with a monster season. Yet, as intense as the wide receiver debate is, the single biggest story of training camp involves the franchise quarterback himself. 10 full years. That is how long one organizational tradition has stood completely untouched in Kansas City. But the front office is preparing to break precedent in order to protect their multi-hundred-million-dollar investment. The franchise savior is closing in on a remarkable return to the field after a devastating winter injury. But the organization is taking unprecedented steps to safeguard his long-term future. The iconic superstar at the center of this massive decision? Patrick Mahomes. After suffering a heartbreaking torn ACL and LCL late last December, Mahomes has attacked his rehabilitation with relentless intensity, executing a speedy recovery that has amazed team trainers and doctors alike. He reported to St. Joseph, Missouri, 3 days earlier than normal alongside the rookies and quarterbacks, eager to prove that his surgically repaired left knee is fully stable and ready for contact. He was limited during spring minicamps, held out of 11-on-11 team drills as a strict precaution, but he is now cleared for full participation in camp practice reps. However, ESPN reporter Nate Taylor and senior NFL insider Albert Breer are both reporting that the Chiefs are planning a historic, unprecedented move, holding Patrick Mahomes out of the entire preseason. In his 10-year career in Kansas City, Mahomes has always played at least a few series in August to establish offensive rhythm and operation mechanics with his wide receivers. But coming off major multi-ligament knee surgery, the front office, training staff, and coaching staff all agree that exposing him to unscouted preseason pass rushers who are fighting for roster spots carries entirely unnecessary risk. The goal is not to have him ready for meaningless exhibition snaps in August. The goal is to ensure he is operating at peak physical condition and maximum athleticism from September all the way through February. Kansas City missed the playoffs last season for the first time in over 10 years, creating immense pressure across every level of the organization to reclaim their throne at the top of the AFC West. The rising Denver Broncos are hungry after their postseason run, and the Las Vegas Raiders are rebuilding with new energy, meaning the division race will be more brutal than ever before. Protecting Mahomes is priority number one, because without him operating at 100% under center, the championship window slams shut instantly. Do you agree with sitting Mahomes for the entire preseason? Or do you think he needs those live reps to shake off the rust before week 1? Sound off in the comments right now. 3 stories. 1 storm. The contract makes the offense unstoppable, the trade fortifies the defense, and the locker room whisper reveals the heart of this team. Minnesota doesn't fear thunder. Minnesota is the Thunder. This franchise just made a statement to the entire NFC North. We're not rebuilding, we're hunting. Let's break down what this means. If the Vikings execute on these 3 moves, Green Bay's window is closing, Detroit's hype is premature, and Chicago is still 3 years away. The North runs through US Bank Stadium. Vikings win the division if they go 5-1 against NFC North opponents, and 3 of those games are at home. The math is there. The talent is there. The question is, does the fan base believe? Here's what I need from Viking Nation. 1. Smash that like if you believe the Vikings just became the most dangerous team in the NFC. 2. Drop a comment with your boldest prediction for this season. Are we winning the North? Are we making a deep playoff run? Or are we Super Bowl bound? 3. Subscribe because every single subscriber makes Packers fans furious, and we're about to take over the entire division. But listen closely, here's the edge of the cliff. One signature is still missing. The contract isn't official until the player puts pen to paper, and insiders say he's waiting to see if the Vikings make one more move before he commits. That decision could come in the next 48 hours. And on top of that, the Packers just cleared $22 million in cap space. They're targeting the exact same free agent. Which domino falls first, Minnesota's or Green Bay's? Plus, there's a rumor that a Vikings defensive leader called a players-only meeting last night. No coaches, no front office, and what was said could either unite this team or fracture it. That story drops next. Skull Nation, the battle is here. Hit subscribe, stay locked, and let's make the NFC North bleed purple. We ride together. See you in the next war.